Welcome to 5 Minutes of Faith. Glad you joined me again. Trust the messages have been encouraging you and blessing you and giving you strength. For the just shall live by faith, and faith is the victory that overcomes the world. So we're talking about exploits, but we're looking at the 12 spies that went into the promised land. 10 brought back an evil report. 2 brought back a victorious report. The 10 that brought back what the Bible calls the evil report, it was a report of unbelief, but God called it an evil report. An evil report of unbelief. And whenever we are not believing God, that's an evil report. So let's pick that story up again. We're in Numbers chapter 14 and verse number 9. Joshua and Caleb steal the people. They said, and let's start look at verse number 8. It said, if the Lord delights in us, then he will bring us into this land and give it to us, a land which flows with milk and honey. Only rebel not ye against the Lord, neither fear ye the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Take note of that. Joshua said, Caleb said, they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them, and the Lord is with us. Fear them not. Now, the senses of the 10 spies screamed giants. And they physically, mentally, spiritually, they reacted accordingly. And it was infectious. The giants became a big problem for the whole 3 million or so people. They all fell into fear. Their senses reacted, listen to me, to mere natural information, and they fell into fear, and they began to question God's omniscience, omnipresence, omnipotence. They begin to question God's power. Wow. That's what fear and an evil report and being governed by your senses will do. So an intense atmosphere of fear began to grip all the people and begin to reign over Israel after those 10 spies brought that report. Now notice something I read earlier here, that Joshua and Caleb said, the people are bread for us. In the wilderness, they were fed manna. They complained. God sent them quail. He gave them water. He fed them with miracles of provision. But after the wilderness sojourning, when God brought them out, he changed their diet. He stopped the manna. He stopped the quail. The miracles of provision ceased. Now God was going to give them vineyards they didn't plant, houses they didn't build, so on and so forth. But now everything would come through the miracles of conquest. In other words, it was time for them to engage. It was time for them to fight. The wilderness had taught them. God had taught them in the wilderness that you don't live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God shall man live. Joshua and Caleb understood this. They said, these giants are bread for us. In other words, manna won't suffice now. What we ate in the wilderness was wilderness food. But now we are in our promised land. God has changed our diet, our spiritual diet. If we're not governed by senses, we understand that God places us in a land of giants, but lets us know through him we are well able to conquer them. He would not be God if he just had you, let me say it this way, fighting midgets all the time. Fighting battles you could just flick a finger and win the battle. Fighting battles that are not even really battles. But what God does, he'll place you among the giants and say, now this is your bread. This is what's going to be nutrition to you. Not midgets, not easy does it, but giants that are very formidable, that look like, according to the senses, they are unconquerable. But according to my promise, They are your bread. Remember that. Don't be afraid. Don't allow fear to govern you through your senses. Allow the word of God to dictate, to govern, to guide, to guard you. And watch how God will give you and your seed what he has promised. My time's out again, but I hope to see you again. And I hope you're being blessed and encouraged through this word. So remember, you don't need a whole lot of faith. Activate the faith you have. Do something. There has to be a corresponding action, and watch how faith will work. It is the victory that overcomes the world. So until next time, be blessed. Hope to see you again.